Hey guys, so today I'm going to be making Italian Anise cookies, and this is my first recipe that I'm making here in our new kitchen. And I've never used anise before. Here's what it is. This is anise pure extract. But yeah, let me just show you a little bit of the kitchen, because the other part's kind of messy right now since we just ate dinner. But the area I'm using here is this nice little corner here, so now I have a lot more room, and there's a lot more cabinets in this kitchen, but the pantry is a little small, but that's okay. And then over here there's like this light thing, and it's pretty bright, so it'll be a nice kind of lighting to use for the videos. That was just here when we got the place, so we're using that. So yeah, now I'm going to start making my dough for the cookies. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my flour, I'm going to pour it in here. And use this to scoop it out. And then I'm going to take my sugar here, pour that in my mixing bowl, and then in here I have both my salt and my baking powder. And then with this, all my dry ingredients, I'm just going to mix these together until they're combined. Next, in my mixing bowl, I'm going to add my 2 eggs. Right there. Then I'm going to take my spatula and I'm going to scoop in my butter and my shortening. There you go. That's pretty much my wet ingredients and dry ingredients in there, besides the next stuff I will add. But first, I have to mix this together. Now that I have this nice crumbly texture here of my dough, I'm going to add my lemon zest. Try to get all of it in there. And then I'm adding my vanilla extract. And finally, I'm going to add in my anise extract. And then I'm going to mix all of this together, and it'll start forming a dough. Okay, there we go. It's forming nicely. And at first it didn't look like it was going to form a dough at all because it was really crumbly. But then in like 2 seconds, it all of a sudden started to form together. So now I'm going to take this off. I'm going to scoop off my dough so that it's in a nice ball. There we go. And then I can also take this off here, because I have to start rolling my balls of dough to put on my cookie sheets. Okay, I have my dough ready, and it says to grab like a tablespoon, so I'm just going to kind of do a spoonful like this, and then I'm going to take it in my hands, and I'm going to roll it together into a ball. This, and then I'm going to start placing it on my cookie sheet, which this paper here already tells me it says 2 inches apart for the recipe, so I'm going to put them on these little X's here, crosses, whatever. That way I know they're exactly 2 inches apart. So yeah, I'm gonna roll out all of my dough, and then I can start putting them in the oven. Okay, I have all my dough rolled out, and they're not really 2 inches apart, but they're not going to spread out that much, and I wanted to get as many cookies as I could on here. And now I'm going to put them in the oven for 14 to 16 minutes at 375 degrees. So now I'm going to make my glaze while my cookies are in the oven, and in here I have my confectioner sugar, and I was waiting to put in my anise because before I had it like in my bowl while I was waiting to film, and then it like evaporated. But I'm gonna put 1/4 teaspoon in there, so only a little bit, and then I'm going to put in my lemon juice. Then I'm just going to whisk this together. So here's my glaze, and I decided to add about a tablespoon of milk because it was too chunky, and it had too much sugar in it. But yeah, now it looks nice. There's still a few chunks that I kind of want to whisk out, but other than that, it seems pretty good. And for now, I'm going to cover it up, and then I will put it on my cookies once they are done baking and cooled. Okay, so here are my cookies out of the oven, and they turned out perfectly. It said on the recipe that the tops would be cracked like this, and that the bottom would be nice and golden brown. And so how I'm gonna put my glaze on is I'm just gonna take one of the cookies and I'm gonna dip it in like this. And it's okay if I don't get like the whole thing. And then I have these little sprinkles, just some pinks and purples. And I'm not gonna put these on all the cookies, but this is just for decoration a little bit. So I'm gonna do the same thing for all the other cookies. Ooh, that one was a nice glaze. Got it perfectly right on the top. And then once I'm done decorating all of these, I will cut one open and try it. So here are my finished glazed cookies, and I think they turned out pretty cool. Even the ones with the sprinkles too, even though I didn't really put them on very nicely. And the recipe does say to let the glaze kind of set for 30 minutes, but I don't really think I need to let it set. So it's definitely still wet, but I'm just gonna cut open one of the cookies. I'll show you. It's the inside. Feels nice and soft. And yeah, now I'm gonna try it. And they're very like tiny, bite-sized. Okay, so I really like the glaze, especially because you can taste a lot of the lemon in there. And I think the cookie itself doesn't taste like a lot to me. Like, I don't really know what anise is supposed to taste like, but I can kind of taste like the aftertaste of it. Because when I tried the dough, I ate some of the dough just to see what it tastes like. It was like pretty strong there. And I guess while baking, because it says it has like some sort of alcohol in it, so I guess that's kind of the aftertaste I'm tasting. But yeah, I think these cookies were okay. I've never had anise before or baked with it, my mom told me that I was gonna do a recipe with anise, and that's why we had that extract. And she happened to pick up a recipe book that had the Italian Anise cookies, so we used that extract. But yeah, I think anise is pretty interesting. Doesn't really taste like much. It has a bit of an aftertaste. So I don't know if I'd make these cookies again, but I do like the texture of them. Maybe I could do like something similar but with like a different extract. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content.